Dr. Horowitz, have you ever recommended that someone be vaccinated?
Sherry, I used to routinely recommend vaccinations, particularly the hepatitis B vaccine. Between 1989 and 1993, I trained personally about 30,000 healthcare professionals, physicians and dentists, nurses and hygienists. I used to routinely recommend during an infection control program where I used to teach sterilization, disinfection, waste disposal, barrier protection, vaccinations for hepatitis B. And I can tell you that I did not know what I was doing. I was virtually at that point in time trained like everybody else in healthcare. I was trained that vaccinations were safe and effective. It wasn't until later that I learned that that was a lie. The hepatitis B vaccines probably, according to all the scientific evidence, spread AIDS around the world. And essentially it wasn't until I discovered that I stopped recommending vaccinations.
Do you think any vaccines are safe?
I don't recommend, as a vaccine prohibitionist, anyone get vaccinated with anything ever again. The reality is, over the past decade, we have determined so many things that have been unknown to the vast majority of people who get vaccinated and then become intoxicated and sick as a result. All of the autoimmune diseases are linked to vaccinations. The reason is because when you get injected with foreign protein materials from bacteria, viruses, fungus, yeast, chicken embryo, bovine fetal serum, monkey kidney tissues, and with smallpox vaccine, it's cow pus, those proteins and genetic materials get into your own body and potentially be a risk for cancer development and, more commonly, autoimmune diseases. Those proteins land on your own host cell proteins, forming what the immunologists call an antigenic complex. That is, a combination of your own protein combined with a foreign protein from one of these sources then causes your own white blood cell bodyguards to be confused, and in the process of the confusion, they alert the entire white blood cell system of lymphocytes to attack and destroy you. It's called autoimmunity and autoimmune disease. The primary trigger of that is vaccinations. Besides which, you have to consider those are the active ingredients, but also the passive ingredients, the stabilizers and the sterilizers that include mercury and aluminum and formaldehyde and formalin, things that they preserve corpses with. All of these issues that have problematic impacts on your immunity and your natural body chemistry and the way your body is supposed to be operating effectively. All of these are undermined by vaccinations. And guess what? There's a lot of people out there saying that you can, quote, green vaccines. It's like saying that you can child-proof plutonium. For goodness sake, how are you going to ever inject mercury, one of the most toxic substances on planet Earth, into a human being's body and not have negative side effects? There's no possible way that you can green vaccinations. Even if you take out the mercury, you still have aluminum and formaldehyde and formalin and MSG and polysorbate 80. Just read the package inserts or the MSDS, the material safety data sheets on those ingredients, and you realize there's no possible way that you can make those healthy.